Hello everybody and welcome to this ROBLOX Studio tutorial where I will show you how to create an opening door using a click detector. Alright, to begin we're going to go to the Avatar tab. We're going to click Rig Builder. This is in March of 2025, so whenever you're watching this may be wrong. I'm just clicking my avatar, so this is my current avatar. So that's just going to be used to scale so we can build the door to whatever size we want. Then we're going to go to Home, Part, and then click block if it's not already there. I'm going to change the color to like this nice brown, and I'm just going to make the door about uh, however large this is. Yeah, 4 studs, so this base plate and the grid pattern. Then I'm just going to make the thickness of it just 1 stud as well, and then 7 works. Yeah, perfect. All right, so that's going to be the door. Actually, I'm going to make this. Yeah, that looks nicer. That's going to be the main door. And to make it look a little bit nicer, I'm going to create a frame around it. This part is totally optional, but it makes it look nice. So what I'm going to do is insert another part. I'm going to put it there. And I'm going to change the color to something a little bit darker so that we can distinguish it. Alright, so I'm going to do that and do like a quarter of a stud and just kind of build around it. And then if you hit Control D, it duplicates the part right on top of it. And then you can kind of just scale it however which way you'd like. But again, this is totally optional and do it at your discretion. All right, next we're gonna create the cool little handle. Again, this is optional, but it makes it a little bit cooler and you should do this. Again, I'm gonna go to part, click the down arrow and select cylinder so you can get the cylinder. And I'm gonna change the color of this to this nice yellow. Then I'm gonna rotate it so that it looks similar to a door handle. Just going to pop on there, select scale, scale it down a bit. 0.75 is a bit big, 0.5, that's perfect. I'm going to scale this down to like, I'm going to do 1.25 and then use the move tool to center it within the door. And I'm actually just going to bring it to 1. Perfect. I'll move that up a little. All right. Now there's all the parts that we're going to use. So no more building. The rest is going to be scripting. Uh, However, we do need to make this door, like this part of the door and this handle, a union, meaning it will act as one singular body. So it'll be much easier to script, and it'll just be a little bit easier on the game engine and computers if you stay consistent with this. So what I do is I hold Control on your keyboard, click that main part of the door that you actually want to swing open. Like this part of the door is going to swing open and the frame is going to sit still. You're going to hold Control, left click on that, and then keep holding Control and left click on the handle. And over here, you see that both of these parts are selected. So then we're going to go to Model tab and Union. This just puts them together, so now they move as one singular body, and you don't have to move both of those parts because originally they were their own separate individual things and have their own properties, but now they're just one singular. To make this a little bit easier on ourselves, I'm going to rename this, just going to call this door. What you do is you can just click on it like that and it'll pop up in the Explorer. You can right click, you rename, and rename it door. Uh, then that's that. So then we're gonna go to door, which we are just at, and click that little plus, and then you're gonna search for script. Just click script. Uh, Actually, go back. I keep that script there, but again, you're going to go to that plus, and then also search up click detector. This click detector is what's going to allow the user to click, or like players to click the door and have it open. So that's very necessary. So you can get rid of this. So we're going to begin with by defining our door variable. So we're going to begin with local. This is just how you define a variable in script in Lua. Uh, so local, I'm just going to call this the door, just literally local door equals. So what do we want door to be referred to? Uh, and this text here is just AI assistance. It's just, it pops up whenever you type stuff, which is cool. But for this tutorial, we're not going to use that. So for this, we're going to make door equal to script. So basically what's happening here is we're creating a path for this variable to follow. So that sounds kind of complicated, but I'll break it down. So right now in the Explorer, by typing script, we're in this current position. The computer or the code is looking for script. So we're already inside the script, which that's kind of something complicated to understand. But the door is the script's parent. So we go script.Parent. The door is the script's parent because the script is under the door. See, if I click this arrow, it disappears. The script and ClickDetector are under the door. And if you go to properties of script, you see this parent property, and that is also door. So just like that. So now we have our door defined. We also need to define our click detector. So again, local. I'm just going to name this CD, which is short for click detector, instead of typing out click detector, which is annoying. So local CD, again, we can just do script.Parent.ClickDetector. And what this is doing is going from the script here to the parent, which is the door, down to the click detector. You kind of got to do like a odd little path for that kind of stuff. Or if we want to do it a little bit different, this will have the same outcome, but this makes it a little bit simpler. Since we already have door defined, you can just go door dot click detector. And just with that, it's defining it exactly, except it's taking a shorter path, starting at door and just going straight to the click detector. So now we need to create a function that will determine if the door is already open or closed, and it will change the door's position based on that whenever the user clicks it. So I'm going to call this this function. We're going to start again with local function. So we're defining a function, activateDoor. That's just something. You can name it whatever you want. Just make sure you stay consistent. Wherever I have activateDoor in the tutorial, and you have a different name for it, make sure you follow your name and replace it. So again, this is suggesting stuff. You don't need to follow it, but that's not what we need it for. That's not suggesting the correct thing. All right. So we can begin with actually we need to create another variable. Sorry. So we're going to make another variable. This is going to be a boolean or a bool. It's only equal to true or false. So we're going to do is open equals false, because whenever the game loads, it's always going to be closed. So is open is false. So it is not open. So first we're going to make an if statement. So if is open double equal sign, this means if is open, the variable is equal to false, then you can just go to here and press enter, and it'll create that then and end automatically for you. Then this is when we're going to open the door, and we're just going to mark this by commenting with 2 dash marks and saying open door. So there we go. Now we're going to do if it is open, then we're going to want to change the position of the door. So in order to do that, what you want to do is you click the door, just like the union, like we already have, and you move it using the move and rotate tools to a position that you would like it to be open at. So, for example, you can refine this as much as you'd like, but for the purpose of the tutorial, I'm just going to make it fairly simple, and it doesn't look super nice, but it gets the job done and helps understand. So this is going to be the door when it's open. Now, looking at the door, it has properties of position and orientation. Position is just, as you can see, it's changing. The position property is changing when I move this around, and the orientation changes when you rotate. So basically, we're just adjusting the properties every time that somebody clicks on the door, which you will see. So we had to do this so we can determine what values we need from position and orientation in order to open the door. So to do this, from here we're going to go door.Position. So we're going from the door into its properties. We're going into the position property, and door.Position is equal to, so we're changing the value of the property And because this is a position thing, we need to do what's called a vector 3. I'm not totally sure why, but there's a good reason for it. It's just an easy way to use XYZ for like positioning stuff. So you just type vector3.new, and you just go to position of door, click that. It should already be highlighted. If not, highlight it, and then copy it and paste it right there. And there you go, that's door.Position. Next, we need to adjust the orientation. So door.Orientation is equal to vector3.new. There we go, door.Orientation. Again, instead of position, we just go to orientation. There we go. That's so when the click detector is pressed, well, I'll get into that later. But anyway, so from here, we're going to change the isOpen Boolean to true, because now that the door is in this new position, it should be open, and it will be open. It will be open. So we're just going to go with that. And that just allows other parts of the function. This just lets the entire script know that the door is now open. So then we're going to create an elseif statement to determine if the door is closed, or open or closed again. So in this position, I mean, so for this if statement, this would only execute if the door is closed, and if the door is open, so it wouldn't execute this. If this if statement is not true, it would not execute this. It would go to this if statement. So we're going to do is open. Oh, excuse me. Is open equals true. So this means that the door is open, and we're going to close the door with this. So, oh, excuse me, let me double equal sign. That's how you do equals. So then we're going to do door.Position. Again, we're going to just do the exact same thing. Just these numbers are going to be different. But to do that, in order to get those numbers, we need to put this door in its original position. So what I do is I just hit Control Z, or you can use the undo button up there. And just put it to its original position. So you can again just go to door, properties, and then you can just go to the position. So we're going to do door.Position is equal to vector3.new position. Again, copy paste, and then door.Orientation equals vector3.new. And then for this one, it's just 0, 0, 0, 0, which is good. All right, there we go. And now that the door's new position is, it should close the door now. We're going to do is open equals, we're going to make it false because it should be closed now. I'll comment that. It means that door is closed. There we go. Now we have our function. However, we have no way to determine if the player is clicking on the door. That's what this click detector is here for. So at the bottom of the function, we're just simply going to use what's called an event. So we're going to just refer to the click detector, which is just CD. We can just use CD because it's already defined. It's like a nice shortcut. So CD dot, and you just put a dot, and it suggests many things. You do mouse click. So this means that whenever the click detector detects that is clicked, which you'll see in when I demonstrate this, it will activate this function. So it's going to be CD.MouseClick. Then you're going to do :connect, which means this is connecting it to this function, to the activateDoor function. So it's basically just saying when the click detector detects a mouse click, it's going to connect it to the activateDoor function, which is this whole thing that we just scripted. So that should be it. Now we can return, press play. Let's test this. There's the rig that we created, and we just come here. Oh, I didn't anchor everything. That's all right. Actually, let me fix that. If you don't anchor everything, then it's just going to fall to the ground. So you can just press Control A in the workspace and press anchor under model, or else everything will just fall to the ground, which you will probably run into. But notice how this my cursor has turned into a finger clicking sign or symbol. That's because of the click detector. If the click detector wasn't there, it would simply just be this normal mouse or cursor. So once I click, it opens. I can freely walk through. and then once I click again, it closes, and that's that. You can just keep going back and forth. If you have any questions or feedback or anything that you may need help with, please ask them in the comments and I'll be happy to help. Adios.